listening to, watching, hearing, smelling, tasting, and feeling sex, drugs, and skincare. Like and subscribe. Hi, welcome back. Sex, drugs, and skincare. We're here. Oh, should I wear these or the other ones?
Try the other ones.
These feel a little bit.
I like them. It looks like somebody drew you, but I like it. Try the other ones.
Okay.
I think they're both either good, and then we'll start talking to people.
Okay. Well,
Those are nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Halfway through, just switch them.
Yeah.
And switch them every so often, like every couple minutes. Just change them.
I gotta get like four more pair.
Like you're cooking a tri-tip. You know, you
flip
it every 10 minutes.
I like that reference. Instead of just switching glasses every so often is like cooking a tri-tip.
I heard that when I went to go buy the glasses.
Yeah.
The optician said that to me.
Oh, yeah.
That's what. And usually when you buy a tri-tip, it's like, you gotta. It's like pretend like you're changing glasses a lot, and that's how you cook the tri-tip. Is you have to constantly flip it from side to side, basically getting a different perspective on the meat.
Does a tri-tip have three sides? Why is it called a tri-tip? How many tips do you have?
I think it's because it's got three.
It does have three tips. Producer Mark is
saying it has three tips. Yeah,
where are the tips?
Which is an average of 45%. I would say.
Huh?
If you're doing 15% on each tip, it's probably like 45%.
For the tip
of the actual piece of meat.
There's that damn number again, 555. I just missed it. That I have a
tri-tip is a triangular cut of beef.
Oh, okay, tri-tip.
Nice.
Okay.
So any piece of meat is a tri-tip, depending on how you cut it.
You can get a tri-tip piece of chicken if you want, right?
Yeah, you can get a tri-tip piece of chicken. I had a tri-tip lettuce once before.
When did you try the tip?
Sometimes I do. I'll try the tip, and then you play just the tri-tip. And then you go to a restaurant and you just order just the tri-tip.
I want you to do that one time. We go to like Chris and Pitt's or I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, what's Chris and Pitt's?
It's not like it's a barbecue place.
Chris and Pitt's. That just sounds gross.
Just the tri-tip?
Just the tri-tip. Yeah, just the tri-tip.
Wait, what's the place that's on? It's grandfathered in with like the smoking stuff. It's on Sepulveda. It's been there for like 40 years.
JR's?
No.
Okay, because we went to JR's.
It's in
like
Van Nuys.
that's near the.
That was downtown, right?
That's Inglewood near the airport. Where's the one you're talking about?
It's on Sepulveda. It's
okay.
Like it's in Van Nuys. Oh, Dr. Hogley
Sepulveda
Wogley's,
sausage.
Dr. Hogley Wogley's Texas Tyler Barbecue. They don't even put the whole name on there, but yeah.
Dr. Hogley
We
Wogley's.
need to go there sometime when we feel really skinny because it's so.
Is it just like a fattening a lot of food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Right, but we just won't have any meat and we'll be fine. It was Atkins.
Oh, it's just
right?
like, they give you just white bread.
Yeah. Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
That's the best. That's for packing on pounds.
The white bread?
You notice it says white flour, white eggs, and white rice are bad for you? I think there's a theme there.
I don't think that white eggs or white rice are bad for you.
Well, the brown rices people prefer, and then the brown eggs people are like, oh my God, these are brown eggs. They're from chickens that had happy lives before we killed them.
That's true.
That's the only way I take my eggs is brown.
Really?
Yeah.
You have to.
I don't buy white eggs.
No. You know when they say he's a good egg?
Yeah.
It's not a white one.
It's not a white egg.
No. And white flour definitely
White flour.
White flour, just like people, causes cancer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's what I've learned.
I will use white flour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you treat yourself,
yeah.
Any self-respecting person knows that when you eat ice cream, you use a piece of whole white bread to put the ice cream in, then eat it. Yeah.
I like to fry up an egg in white flour.
That sounds good.
Like a brown egg and white flour. Actually, it doesn't sound terrible.
That sounds like the brown egg and white flour. What's that song from the 70s?
What happened just
Remember
now?
That song?
That was a song
That's
that you
brown
both knew
egg
that didn't exist.
in white flour.
Oh, right.
Remember that song? It was on Forrest Gump soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the... I don't remember the rest of the song.
It's like Eric Clapton or the Byrds or one of those. I went do.
Yeah.
Sunshine in my eggs. Something like that.
Yeah, it was like a protest song or something like that.
Probably. I was too young to know, and now it's just words.
Yeah, they're just doesn't mean anything to me now because I don't think I did the drugs they did back then to feel what they felt, you know? So
like lewds?
Like lewds.
Lewds.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Now the hardest thing I do is refine.
I got so excited.
She gets very excited for lewds.
Because I was around. Like, are we the same age? The guest and I?
Are you 46?
No, I'm 55.
Well, then no, we are not.
Then no, we are not. All right, so there were still lewds around when I was living here.
Lewds.
Well, Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Get that out of here.
You put a picture of Nikki on there? Why did you send that to Mark?
I didn't mean to.
Oh, that's so funny. Nikki was working out before the show.
I was just working out, and so he was giving... What? No. Oh my God. Can you hear me blushing through the microphone?
No, I can't.
Oh my God.
But you look good though.
Thanks. At least it's a good shot, and at least it was just like boy shorts. Oh my God.
No, you're good. You're fine.
All right.
You're kind.
In case you are only listening, it was a picture of me doing butt exercises with ankle weights.
But also, if you're watching the podcast, you wouldn't have seen it either. So,
that's true. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You just
because
wouldn't have seen-
it's off camera.
Look at me. I'm so red.
You look
We'll
great.
see.
You look really good. You look like you got some color on you. You look fine.
Mark has seen and heard some terribly embarrassing things about me.
It doesn't matter. We're all human.
One time I sent him a text to that I wrote to my psychiatrist.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Long text about like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Vaguely. I bet you fucking remember it like it was yesterday.
Vaguely remember it.
It was so embarrassing.
I remember it like Vegas, which is I forget everything, and no one knows what happened in Vegas
because it stayed there.
because it stayed there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you keep it.
You keep it. You keep what stays in Vegas in Vegas.
Yeah.
You don't want to bring it home with you, that's for sure.
No, especially with that vague ass. It's disgusting.
Short-term memory mark. Is that your name?
Short-term memory mark.
Oh, see, I like that about
Yeah.
you. That's probably why your marriage is working out so well.
I think yeah, totally. If you forget what your partner said very frequently,
That happens to us a lot.
what's that?
You've apologized a few times recently where I was like, I don't even remember what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
and they were like really heartfelt stuff that you had said, and then I was like, "What? Fuck off! What are you talking about?" And then you're like, "I just poured my heart out," and then later I'll say like, "Oh, I'm sorry for that," and you're like, "What are you even talking about?"
Yeah.
So if you forget it,
Yeah.
and I hold on to it,
I know.
then
I'm
it's
sorry about that.
probably my issue that I should just forget things.
You should just learn to
Yeah,
forget.
you forgive and forget, not just I don't forgive, I just forget.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I never forgive anyone. I just forget the thing that happened.
Yeah,
Like,
it's pretty much
oh,
it.
yeah, that's.
I know
oh,
I don't
oh,
like
yeah.
you. Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
remember when you did that thing to me? No.
No.
No. Oh shit. Do you want to smoke a joint?
Do you
Yeah.
want-
All right.
yeah.
And then we just continue. We move on, and then the drugs work.
Yeah. It's the best way they work. Speaking of drugs, man, I use a lighter.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, this is a weed-friendly show, in case you already don't know. Oh, and also, I am Nikki Davis Jr., as I've now been named by Tammy Jo,
Nikki Davis Jr.?
licensed comedian,
Nikki Davis
stand-up
Jr.
esthetician, and
Just changing. What you're licensed
Comedian.
licensed comedian, stand-up esthetician.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Why don't you sit down and do esthetician work too?
I
Can do that, right?
I used to only stand up. This is not an exciting story that I'm about
But
to
you're
tell
like
you.
bent over somebody's face, like on behind them, like just kind of doing this. Wouldn't that hurt your back?
I used to do butt exercises while I was doing clients.
Like kicking back
Like what
butt
I was doing without the weights. Like what you just saw in the picture
Yeah.
that you can't see. I'm still reeling from seeing that picture up there on the fucking wall.
It's fine. It was fine. It was just a picture.
Thank God. It was just like, it could have been anything.
Well, yeah, it could have been, but it's not.
Please don't find anything else, Mark.
Yeah.
Does he have access to my pictures?
No, I don't think he has access to anything.
It was a video.
It was
It was
a
a
video.
video. It was a video that I sent you
That's right.
about you doing butt exercises
there it is.
with the cat behind.
It was a
Yeah, see?
video.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
Mark
you
is
sent that.
confirming it
Yeah.
was a video.
There's a cat.
There was a play button, so
Yeah.
definitely got some minutes on it.
Yeah.
I got some play.
So if you are watching this and not listening to it, and your hard of hearing and your eyesight's been impaired,
yeah.
thank you for listening.
I almost feel like maybe we should include a picture, just a quick flash of like a still shot of that. Just do it really fast for the watchers.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's too sexy.
Because if you don't want, no,
I mean,
it's
not
not.
too
It's
sexy,
not
but
too
just
sexy.
because it's underwear.
fine. It's underwear. You're farting, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you think you're gonna put something for a flash,
Oh, right.
you're gonna forget that people pause things,
Yeah.
and then they fucking have their uncle that works in the Pentagon. You know,
What happened to their uncle in the Pentagon?
doesn't matter. People
you can
have
just do things to it.
connects. Yeah.
Oh,
If you have like your address up there for a second or whatever it is you think it is, you have like a portion of your license plate. Next thing you know, the IRS is at your front door.
That's true.
And the INS is at your back door. And then there's probably like the Beastie Boys are at your side door because they're working now.
What is Mark saying? Enhanced CSI?
Enhanced CSI. I'm going to keep looking this way.
Okay, good.
But so everybody's after you. So don't put any information you want up there. In fact, I would change your eye color before you post this.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's a
because
good
people can
call.
ready your retinas. And they'll do retinal
because they
scans.
see the
Retinal
reflection in
scans.
my
They'll see the
eyes
reflection
and in
in
my
the reflection
glasses.
in your glasses with bouncing back and forth. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would just be careful.
All
I wouldn't even air this. I would just throw this away. Take this after it's done. Have Mark send it to you, and then take it and then destroy the computer that it's on.
Okay, yeah.
And then no one's
you
gonna.
have to at that
Yeah,
point.
but also before you do that, let's tell everybody your address real quick.
Okay, cool. So I've actually been staying with you, so it's going to be your address.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
all right, cool. Oh my God. All right, should we bring up our guest?
I'm excited. Today's guest is coughing right now, but also is one of my dear best friends. We've gone through some ups and ups and ups together, and also some downs and more ups and downs.
Way more ups than
way
downs.
more ups than downs. Definitely, the
sure.
escalator's moving in one direction, and and to go down, we probably still have. We'll take the one that goes up to go back down because
Absolutely. We'll run up. We'll run down the upgoing escalator.
yeah, we'll run up the down going. We're up. That sounds like it should be a very confusing shirt. We'll run down the upgoing escalator.
I'm dizzy just listening to you.
Yeah, you'll be in the elevator. That's fine. We'll take the escalator.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I will absolutely be in the elevator.
Yeah, so I'm excited for our guest for sure. I love this dude very much, and he hosts a very very funny comedy show that he does in his place.
Yeah.
Called Cityscape, a comedy
so
show
good.
over in. I'll let him tell the details.
Sliver Lake. Yeah. Okay.
Sliver Lake.
Yeah, I made that up.
I like that.
And you don't like.
Yeah, it's like Echo Pork, that barbecue place where you go in there and they're like, yeah, pull pork, pull pork, pull
It's right
pork.
by.
Yeah.
All right, get the fuck out of here. I'm
Okay.
going to bring out our guest. All right, so you guys come into the couch right now. My good friend Dretch, SHP.
Hey.
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
I am doing great. How are you guys?
Good. I saw you wore your jammy. You actually got excited when I said wear a jammy situation.
Well, yeah. I mean, I typically sleep in my boxers.
Okay.
But this is what I put on after I get out of the shower when I go outside to smoke my night owl.
Oh,
nice,
okay,
nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then I can just
It's like a
like
smoking jacket, but
exactly.
it's pants.
Yeah, you're ready to go.
Ready to go.
It's not like yeah, I guess you couldn't really put on like a robe to go outside to like smoke a thing.
I mean, usually there's like maybe a trip to the liquor store.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean? Maybe
yeah.
if I want to grab a beer or if
Yeah.
I need papers or whatever.
Oh, so when you smoke your night owl, you said
night L.
night owl.
Night
See,
owl.
because I thought you said like white owl. So
I thought you said night
I thought you
owl.
said night owl. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shit, he just like flew the. So night owl. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's code for I
Night
might go,
blunt.
I might be going to
One
get.
of these.
Why is it an L?
I don't know.
I don't know. I have no
Oh.
idea.
I have no idea. Honestly, it's been said since I started smoking weed back in New Jersey in like 2000, maybe not even 2000, like 95.
Well, that was
That's
that.
when you started?
94, 95, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, smoking L. There was that rapper Big L.
Big L.
It's so
Oh,
funny. Like
oh.
I've never heard of Big L, and I've probably heard him rhyme maybe like once or twice. I can't remember it, but I've heard people talk about him way more than I've ever. He's like a phenomenon.
He was an amazing rapper. He was like one of the best out of New York. He started Children of the Corn.
Oh shit!
Which,
Wait,
he
so
was
he died pretty young then?
Yeah. He died really young.
Yeah. Okay.
He was killed. Sorry to down the mood.
God.
If anybody's listening,
Man, give me the blunt.
the story.
Fucking bummed out.
But
Yeah.
yeah, he started Children of the Corn, which had Murder Mace, which everybody
Mhm.
knows as Mace,
okay. Yeah.
Killer Cameron, Bloodshed.
Oh,
There was a
okay.
bunch of them, and he came out of the Digging in the Crates crew with like Diamond D, Fat Joe, Lord Jamal, all those guys.
I'm going to pretend like I recognize any of those people.
Yeah, I'm sure you.
Yeah.
It's old school hip hop.
I know
Yeah.
Fat Joe and
I've heard the Fat Joe name.
Big Pun.
Big Pun.
You-
Is
Mike,
that real?
Yeah, but so I remember
Oh.
telling my cousin about like we were talking, and he's like, he's like, I only think there can be like one fat rapper at a time, and like at the time it was like Biggie had died, so it was like it was Biggie died, and then Fat Joe and Big Pun were out together, and then Big Pun died,
Yeah.
and then it was like
You gotta,
Fat
you can't
Joe
forget
became
Heavy
the
D.
only dude out there, and then like Heavy D was still around, right? But he wasn't
Heavy
like
D,
it was at the
Heavy
end of his
D
career.
Died like recently.
He died recently, yeah.
Not
so
recently,
he was around.
but like within the past couple of years.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
He started the whole big boys rappers.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he was like
So wait, was it Heavy D first, and then the Fat Boys came after that?
that around the same time.
Around the same time.
Maybe the Fat Boys were before
Yeah.
that, right? Like they were around the same time.
I get like this hazy when I remember that like era of like music and rap. I get this hazy vision of like watching MTV and Yo MTV raps.
Yeah.
And at the time there was 2 Dr. Dre's.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
There was
right.
Dr. Dre on
Yeah.
Yo MTV, and then the Dr. Dre we know is the Beats by guy.
Yeah.
You know, So
That's
pretty.
confusing. It's confusing.
It's confusing, but you know who you meant when you were like,
That's
"Oh,
true.
it's Dr. Dre and Ed Lover," and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
What's like the Rick guy? What's his name? It's not
Rick Ross.
Rick Ross. Yeah, there's 2 Rick Rosses. Well, there's a real Rick Ross.
It's the real Rick Ross.
Yeah,
Highway
there's
Rick
the
Ross.
Freeway.
Freeway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he's called. That's the
We
real
call
one?
Highway.
Highway Rick Ross.
Junction Rick Ross.
Yeah. Turnpike Rick Ross. Just every section of the unit has like a different area. You know, that's Toll Booth Ricky. What? Toll Booth Ricky. What does he rap about? Well, when he says pushing weight, he's talking about pulling quarters. It's nothing to do with drugs.
Oh, my God.
Oh man.
Is Killer Mike considered to be a fat person?
Killer Mike?
Killer Mike's a big dude.
He's
for
a big
sure.
dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure technically he would be overweight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
But he's not like a fat.
But I mean, nobody's really fat.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. That's true. It's a good way of like mentally. No one's really fat if you think of it that way.
I said it's true, but it's not true.
There are big people.
There are big people.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Well,
fine.
now
Overweight.
Yeah.
Oh,
which
now we're getting into it.
which
Yeah.
sounds like that. Like you're overweight, which is like what you say to trucks. Like when they like you also go to the waist. Oh, you're overweight. You're like,
You're
oh, that
overweight.
makes
At the
sense.
Rick Ross way station.
The
Same
Rick
thing.
Ross way station.
Yeah.
the Rick Ross way station. That's the freeway Rick Ross. You got to go to the train station. You got to wait. Oh man, yeah, that's weird. But there's so many like, so many music now. There's so many musicians now and like bands, rappers that like. I couldn't even tell you anybody. Back then, it was almost feel like there was a handful because that's what it's like. Okay, one fat rapper, like you can like one fat rapper. I don't know why, but yeah, I saw Big Pun in Tampa once, and he before we went in, you could see like you'd go by the line, and we looked inside, and he was sitting down eating chicken and drinking Heineken, and that was it. And then like we went inside, and like he was sitting down the whole time. And he didn't even finish any of his rhymes. Somebody else had to take over for him because he was out of breath.
Oh my God.
So I don't think it was like gonna work out. But
Which is weird because he used to be one of those strongman competitions.
did he really?
He used to do that before he was Big Pun.
So he should be able to breathe longer.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
Yeah.
He's out of
apparently
he's out of
not because
shape,
that's how he died.
That's how he.
Basically,
Yeah.
What he had a
heart attack from
yeah.
not being able to
Breathe.
I guess I don't know why
Yeah.
I'm saying
I
it.
heard-
Like, yeah.
I had.
How come all the deaths
Yeah.
are coming out of Stretch's microphone
I
over there?
don't know.
Yeah.
Let's stop talking about dead people.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
not
yeah.
do that. Well, I heard a story. I don't know if it's true or not, but that he like won a settlement. He was like a toll booth operator, and he won a settlement, and that's like how he just kind of like started living life and like I mean, I don't know the stories about anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So.
I was waiting for a punchline because it just sounded fake.
No, it's a real
thing?
It's a real
Huh.
thing. It's a real thing that somebody that I heard.
Yeah.
It's a real thing that I can't
We're
substantiate.
spitting out facts
Yeah,
that we
very reliable source of
It's a
information.
fact that I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, we're not putting this in the footnotes later.
No,
Okay.
no.
We gotta
no
figure
foot-
out how to do chapters, by the way, because I would really like to be able to be like, Stretch talked about old school hip hop from this number to this
Yeah.
number, blah, 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 blah. And then we could put out the people. And I think that would be cool.
Do you
I
know
think
how we
that-
got there?
Huh?
Do you know how we got there?
Had it from the to the hip hop?
Yeah.
No, how do we get
Yeah,
there?
how did we get there? Oh, the blunt.
The blunt.
L.
Oh,
That's
yes.
right. That's right. So it started with the blunt.
It started
The
with the
blunt turned back into a cigar. That's a Nas song. Rewind. Yeah.
For real?
hmm It's like he basically tells a story in like reverse. It's like
L.
that.
you were
on
telling
his
me that.
last,
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
last album, but the album before, right? Which
Yeah.
one was it?
Yeah. The
Yeah, I
one
remember.
with the music on it.
Can we play that? Like,
The one with the music. You know the one with the songs on it? It's like 8 or 9 of them.
Yeah, something like that. Some number. It's like a 10-episode season. Yeah.
Of-
I don't know. I'm just talking.
Okay, good.
I'm talking until space fills.
Do you know how we got to the L?
Big
The L,
yes,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
The
yes,
L,
yes,
blunt,
yes.
and then
Oh,
But we
yes.
got there
Uh-huh.
from my pajamas.
That-
My night
L.
my night outfit, my night owl.
You know what?
We were talking about I'm in my pajamas. These are
Stretch is now behind the camera working, and he's deconstructing the story. So he's got storyboards in his head right now of how things go, the storytelling process, and how it breaks down. Are you still AD now, or are you
yes.
Just ADD.
I am ADD too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am an AD, DGA.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
That's great.
I haven't worked most of this year because
Okay.
of the strikes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But I did Snake Oil, which is out on a station. They're
That's
not paying
cool,
me,
man.
so
That's
I'm not
the
gonna tell
David
them
Spade.
or they're not paying me anymore.
Yeah.
But yes, David Spade
Yeah,
hosts it. Snake Oil, we did all the commercials for that. That was like my last thing. And then next month I'm doing America's Most Wanted.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's. Oh,
Whoa.
wait. That's the. Is that a reboot coming out, or is it like
They
a?
had started a reboot.
Mhm.
It has been, I don't know if they still do it, but doesn't matter to me.
What is it you do for?
Yeah.
Because that's real people, right? America's Most Wanted.
Right, but they do all the recreations.
Oh, those. I
Oh,
always
yeah,
wanted to
yeah,
book
yeah.
one of those, even though, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
That'd be hilarious.
I know.
No
Yeah.
lines. It'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Oh, so
they
it's
should
just
act out.
narration.
It's usually all narration.
Okay. Oh, okay, yeah.
We were talking about it today because me and the guy that I'm gonna be the second AD,
Okay.
which is paperwork guy, and he'll be the first. But we were talking about it today, and he was like, "Yeah, they're not even getting audio."
Oh, so it's just yeah.
So I was like, "Oh yeah, because it's all narrated.
Yeah.
it's
Right.
always somebody
It's all
saying what's happening in the scene or whatever."
But
So,
sometimes they will do that kind of a show, and there will be a person saying the lines in the narration, but they'll make it come out of the person who's acting it out.
oh,
so
like
it's
they'll
not-
say,
yeah.
yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he can
Yeah.
mouth it, but you don't need audio for
Oh,
that.
so
Yeah.
you don't have to pay. You don't have to pay him, right? For
You don't pay
for
them as much
lines?
because they're not actually speaking on camera, right?
Oh, fuck if I know. I don't know.
Because I think if like you go like extra, if you speak then you're a featured extra, which means you get paid a different
Yeah.
amount.
Mark is saying yes.
Yeah. So if you speak like that's why like in like Portlandia, there's a lot of characters that it's funny because they just go, they just nod and smile
I think it's
weird.
kind of a joke about
It's
it.
a kind of a joke about it too. Exactly.
I feel like
Yeah.
that, or if I was somebody's agent that was
Yeah.
an actor, I feel like I would still be considered or want to be considered a featured actor if I'm playing somebody getting murdered or the murderer.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just because there's no lines
Yeah.
in that thing, I'd still for that contract for that particular.
Yeah, because then you could also get typecast as somebody who gets killed.
Who gets killed all the time.
You're like, oh man,
I mean, fuck it. You know, if you're working, you're working. You know
No,
what
no,
I mean?
yeah.
You know.
I think that's a good idea. I remember once I had a friend who he's a very good friend of mine. I don't want to name his name because he might sue me, but he's a very good friend. No, he said he was his agent was like, "Hey, we got a role for you," and he sent him the role, and it was for the role of George Zimmerman, the guy who killed Trayvon Martin. And he's like,
God.
"What are you trying to end my career?" Like, people that look at me and think, "Oh, that's George Zimmerman." Like, no,
Oh my
I'm
God.
good, but it's
Yeah.
it's
Well,
kind
I
of
mean,
funny.
How good
It's-
of an actor is he? Because you take on a role, you can transform yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a good production, but it's probably like one of those like ham-fisted
Yeah.
like Lifetime movies where it's like, I am George Zimmerman, and it's not even like there's no like 6 weeks or 8 weeks of like getting into the character's head.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
kind of like here's a wig for you, and you're like, oh okay, I'll be racist.
I mean, look at you. Like I've seen you transform into other characters, and you know
He's talking about
it's Sandro.
Mhm.
Sorry, yes, Sandro.
No,
I'm
it's
talking
okay.
about.
It just gives me something to do.
Copy
is to
that.
say something.
I'm glad you
Um,
reminded me of my name, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. Well, it wasn't me.
Yeah.
In other words, like I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have any of those transformations. But
Well,
yeah,
Well, you've had some transformations.
I'm always just the HR person or the bitchy lady.
Yeah, but you're not an HR person, and
No.
you're not a bitchy lady. So there you go.
Oh come
No,
on!
I mean, I think
See?
you fall into the Ukrainian when you do that.
Yeah, that
And
was
you-
good.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like-
that's right. Yeah.
She
I
did
feel like
Oh, thanks.
Larissa Boychenko.
like
on,
you
on the
know, like
Guido.
we look and know that it's you or Sandro,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
if like we don't know you, even as a person that does know you, you
Mhm.
see them as the character and not who they are.
Yeah.
For sure.
As the,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? If they really take it on.
That's a good sign too.
So-
If you know the person,
Yeah, yeah,
and
For
yeah.
your
you still do
friend
that,
who
yeah.
got offered the role of George Zimmerman,
yeah,
not
yeah.
to take it because he thinks his career is going to get ended, he probably would have fucking shot it.
It might have blown him up a
Yeah.
bit because
for
somebody's
sure.
like, yeah,
then, and
it's
if he's a
done well.
comedian, which he may be, because I know
Mhm.
you know a lot of comedians,
yeah,
and a fat person like George Zimmerman's probably also very funny,
yeah,
because he's a
Yeah.
bad
or
person.
deadly,
Yeah.
either one.
yeah. Oh my god, dude, that'll a funny
but,
George
He
Zimmerman.
kills.
That's
Yeah.
not good.
But yeah.
Terrible. Yeah.
But I don't forget what I was saying.
I think we got to
there.
that spot where Stretch forgot what he was saying.
Oh, I'm just saying.
From the L.
Because the
yeah.
comedian, he could have done it
Yeah.
on stage. That could have been
Oh,
a
yeah.
bit.
Oh, that would have been a great bit.
could've been a
Yeah,
bit, totally. Yeah, I mean, he could have also not done the part and then also had a bit about it. So either way,
that's true.
I got to talk to him
Well,
about stuff.
it all depends. Because if he didn't do it and they didn't cast it and it hasn't been out or whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know. Then he
Yeah.
couldn't do it till after it came out because they probably had him sign a
Yeah,
Oh, right.
NDA or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Non-disclosure agreement.
yeah, they can't disclose.
Yeah.
But
Before it came
yeah,
out.
it's weird though because when you see you'll see characters that and I know Nikki watch TV. I watch TV with Nikki. If anybody's listening at home and not watching the podcast, I watch TV with Nikki, and
Thanks for explaining that.
so I don't want anybody to feel left out.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't own a television, and just listens to this on the radio, we're on ESPN 710
AM?
AM.
Jesus.
Well, sometimes in the AM, it could be at night too.
Oh, okay.
But I find that we'll watch TV together, we'll watch characters, and I'm like, I fucking hate that guy. And I'll be like, I'm like, the actor's like,
He takes
oh,
it
come on.
personally.
And I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, hey, he's a really good actor.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
she's a really good actress, like that kind of thing. So it's like, it makes me like, you really hate that person. So you're like, people that know you might be like, oh, he's made that, or she's made that face before,
Yeah.
But other people don't know that, that's you being you or whatever. So the familiar people will kind of see you as doing something different. But other people might be like, oh my God, this is George Zimmerman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's me. I want to take the role. I was the friend. I was the friend that.
I think you should have it.
Yeah, I don't want it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should take it. For
Oh
sure.
yeah, that would be good, right?
Yeah.
In
if
today's day and
you
age?
could pull that off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oscar.
doubt. That's what they're gonna call me, Oscar.
Oscar.
Yeah, Oscar Zimmerman.
That's a nice name.
Oscar Zimmerman. Is it Bob Dylan's brother?
I think so.
Yeah.
Is it?
His name is Bob Zimmerman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's Bob Dylan's way better than Bob Zimmerman.
Yeah, Zimmerman is not a fancy rock and roll name.
No. Dylan is he's named after Dylan McKay from 90210. So that's why.
I wish.
Yeah, Bob Dylan McKay.
Oh, I really wish. You don't have to sneak in, Mark. Just come on in. We're still going. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So Dylan McKay?
Dylan McKay.
Yeah.
From
Okay.
From Bob Dylan's. You had a 90210 fixation for a while.
I did. I watched every single day. It was during the pandemic, I think. And then I was narrating about, what was it, like a minute of each episode. I mean, and I think I did
it was like a reaction episode.
But I was talking over it. I was
Yeah.
holy shit, what the fuck are you wearing?
Yeah.
Just been because some of the stories are so ridiculous.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
I'll repost them again. But what was I going to say about that? Oh, it's that L.
The L.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, we did a vest count. Did you watch 90210 back in the 90s? Stretch I'm talking to?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know who you're talking to. I
Okay.
don't know why you're asking me that question. Do I look like I watched 90210?
No, but
Okay.
okay. Well, I don't
He
want
was
to
living on the. I don't even know. Wait.
90210. I was
You
in
were-
New Jersey.
I was trying to come up with a New Jersey zip code, but
Yeah.
059 something.
yeah,
I think they
close.
started. Oh, it's like an O, right?
0541.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember Massachusetts,
Oh.
it was like
You got it.
09 something. I remember what the hell? Why is there an O? why is there a letter at the beginning of the zip code?
I think it's a 0.
I know it's a 0, but it's just funny how people say O,
Oh.
yeah,
Yeah.
instead of the 0.
90210 yeah, you don't say 90210.
Yeah,
Yeah.
zero gets a
90210.
yeah, 0 gets a break. Even though 0 is a 0, you don't want to be like, oh, it's a 0, because then
Yeah.
you're like, yeah, but you might think you're a 0,
Yeah.
and people don't want to feel bad about.
Sounds less
themselves.
valuable as
Yeah,
a zero.
Yeah.
Exactly.
0 sounds less
Yeah.
valuable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm 007. You're like, oh god, you're not even 1. Okay, god, you're not even like a 10th. It's like, oh, just say 00 so people are impressed.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You take that Z off of it.
Yeah.
And all the letters before the L.
yeah. You don't need those.
You don't need
Yeah,
those.
it's terrible. But so back to the vest count.
Oh, right. That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking about. I was trying to get back
I
to
saw
where
your,
I
I
was.
saw your eyes going.
I know
"What?"
this is our
Where-
podcast a lot where I'm just like I'm high and then the guest and Sandra will be talking and I'll be like, shit, what was I saying earlier? I can't remember and I'm gonna look like I left the room. Back in the 90s, everybody wore vests, like these ridiculous looking vests.
Yeah.
And I think I counted all of them, like from the extras, from all of the people on the show, and I mean it was in the hundreds of vests.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a lot of vests.
One episode was like 27 vests, all different vests that people
Just in
had.
one episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Can we?
They were heavily
Steve Saunders
invested.
always had a good vest
Here we
on.
go.
Heavily invested.
He's
in
a very
Heavily
heavily
invested,
invested.
yeah.
Yes. Oh, look, Brandon's got a vest. We
Yeah.
called him Blandon, but yes.
Blandon, that's a good rip on him.
Yeah. Steve Sanders got a vest.
That guy.
Yep.
Ian Ziering?
Yeah.
He was friends with
Look, Brian Austin Green, vest.
Yeah, they're all vests.
Oh my
Grant
God.
Show, who I used to hang out with. Grant Show.
You used to hang out with Grant Show?
Yeah.
Oh, look, another vest. Luke Perry. Yeah, thank
Where-
you.
Wait, with
How do you
Grant
know Grant
Show?
Show? He was in Melrose Place, but he
Melrose
started
Place, yeah.
off
Oh,
with the
okay.
episode where he was dating Kelly, the blonde.
That I don't know.
Yeah,
but
he was a bad
Mhm.
boy. He was
Yeah.
like, he was doing construction around the house.
I met Grant Show at I don't know, my friends. Through my friends, you know, we
You're
all
being
used to
too
hang.
specific right now. We don't need
So
that
back
kind of,
in my heyday in LA, I used to, you know, sell a lot of drugs, cocaine mostly.
but it was medicinal back then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
for good times.
Yeah,
that's all.
exactly.
That's all.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all I
yeah.
do.
Good
Good
I knew when I
times.
showed up, the things started happening. You know, people were having some fun.
Everybody remembers my name.
Yeah, exactly. What do you mean I can get in this club with my hat on? Thank you. You're so nice.
We've been expecting you. What?
Exactly. That's weird.
I've never
But
been here
okay.
before.
But there was a group of guys I used to hang around with that owned a couple of restaurants and throughout Los Angeles. Some of them being the Happy Ending. They had a place, Winston's, I think, was theirs. Or no, was that? But anyway, so they owned a couple of clubs, but I met Grant through them.
Oh, okay.
We all hung out all the time, either at their restaurant or we used to own after hours clubs.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think Grant was a part investor in the Happy
Oh, okay.
Ending. Yeah, that was good days, good old days.
They were fun days for you guys?
Oh my God, so much fun. I mean, up all night, you know,
Yeah.
not just because of the drugs, but just, you know, partying. We had the
Yeah.
bar. We didn't get kicked out of places. I used to be at Red Rock till,
Yeah, I remember.
you know, 4, 5, 6 in the morning.
Wait, when you were hosting at Red Rock, Stretch used to host a mic there, and you worked there too, right? Behind
I
the bar.
did. But before I worked there,
Were you
I was an independent contractor.
Mhm.
with
We
drugs?
I sold cocaine. That used to be called the office, our office. Me and my homeboy,
Uh-huh.
who was like my partner. The Red Rock was called our office.
Oh.
And we would meet there every night, you know, all packed up with our little Altoids boxes full of 40 sacks or whatever it was
my
we were
God.
pushing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like that was kind of his home base, but people would come meet me there. And then I would take off and I would go to the Belmont down
Mhm.
on La Cienega,
Yeah.
over to Max's on Fairfax, which was by my house. And if things were still happening, I'd run back up to Red Rock and then hang out, you know. But yeah, it was good times. And, you know, and then when we had on the weekends, we had after hours clubs. You know, we had Liberace's was down on Beverly.
Holy shit, you get around.
Yeah, I used to be very well known in this town
Well, that makes sense.
as a
knowing-
rapper.
As a rapper.
I was just thinking about that.
Yeah.
There was that time to Stretch. Oh my God, Stretch is doing a show at Red Rock, promoting the show.
Right. This was like my first show.
Yeah,
at
it was your
Red
first
Rock.
show doing.
This is when
yeah.
like because I sold drugs out here from 2001 till 2010
Oh wow.
successfully.
Yeah.
Like great career, made tons of money.
Yeah.
You know, had tons. Everybody knew me. I was the man. You know what I mean? Blah 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 blah. And then I stopped. And so in 2010, when I got into like comedy, I
Mhm.
started bartending, and then I started doing comedy, met Sandra and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But so I started doing comedy in 2010. I started producing shows at Red Rock. I had the open mic,
Yeah.
and then I was like, oh, can I put a show up here? And they're like, yeah. So I started doing the SHP show, I think it was.
Yeah. It was the first one.
The first
I
one.
You
went with-
guys
I
would
went
always
with
be
you to-
on it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I
for
remember
sure,
like all
for
your
sure.
roommates would be on the flyer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. It was all my
I went with
people.
I went with Stretch. I almost said shoes. I went with Stretch to buy some shoes because you bought like some like red Nikes, I think, or something like that for that show. Like it was like
Oh,
a
yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that. It was like
That's
it was
right,
cool.
because
It
I
was
took
cool.
the pictures out on sunset,
Yeah, yeah.
middle of sunset at night.
Yeah.
Me with a microphone. Oh, I remember that flyer. Anyway, so
yeah.
we're going to promote
Yeah.
the show, this first show. We're walking up the street. You know, I'm saying comedy show down at Red Rock, comedy show down at Red Rock. And I see this girl who knew me from back then. But she's like, oh, this is Stretch. She's like, oh, you're doing comedy? That's great. Oh, this is Stretch. She introduced me to somebody at the table. Looked like she was having like a business lunch or something. And I'm sure, I don't know, like, you can say what she said. She was like,
oh, I remember you introduced her and we were talking for a second. You gave her a flyer and the dude was with her, was whatever. And they're like, okay, see you later. And I kind of waved. And as we're walking away, she goes to him. Oh, that's Stretch. He's a rapper. Like you could have just said comedian. Like the cover story.
I think, she was like, I know him from back in. I haven't seen him for a while. But I don't want to say this is Stretch the coke dealer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to look bad that I know he's a coke dealer.
Yeah. He's a comedian. He's a comedian. He's a comedian. He's a rapper. It was just so funny. Like it was like a movie scene.
That's
like,
Stretch. He's a rapper. I will never forget. That was hilarious.
Yeah. I think it was like right on like Sunset Strip.
It was right. It was right in.
You probably said that. I'm just.
Yeah, I think you did.
It's right, one of those restaurants that are
Chin Chin, like one of those.
right before Chin Chin.
Yeah.
okay,
But
yeah.
yes, one of those. I forgot what that place is called.
I think it was. No,
Sunset?
what's next to Chin Chin? Is it Lips? Is it
Eyes?
Eyes? Or it might have been Jaw.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I did that till 2010. I always knew that selling drugs wasn't gonna be how I came up. It was just something to do, and it allowed me to do other stuff. I took photography classes, read a ton of books. I could just do whatever because I was making so much money and having fun at night.
See, that's the part about
during
drug
the day.
dealing they don't tell you about is that you get to do all the hobbies you want to do. With all the money, you can really better yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's like
absolutely. I don't know why people don't. More people don't.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of time on the block. It's weird.
But that's cool though. So you took that decade, that 10 years or what, and you basically got to do what you want to do. And then you had a part where you just like, you felt it. You're like, no, I need to get out right now before something.
Well, I mean, really what happened was me and my partner were having trouble. The guy we used to get from got locked up. And so we were having trouble getting whatever, you know what I mean? Reing up, as they like to say. And at the time I had a girlfriend, and we were like off and on, whatever. But we were just having trouble. And, I started like sinking like money. I didn't have money. Like I only made money. But as soon as I had money, it was gone.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I never like kept it or whatever. So
Circulating.
once I didn't have money, it was like, all right, well, I just stopped having drugs. So I stopped selling drugs. And then like the girl I was with was like one of the problems that our relationship was that I sold drugs, even though she was the whole time she was with me is what I did. So I was just like, I'll stop. And I stopped. And then I never went back, even though like, things started to pan out. My boys started, whatever. I never went back because like I always felt like if you go back, that's when you get in trouble.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like once I said I was done,
Yeah.
I was done.
Yeah.
It's like in the movie where the guy's like, all right, just one more big score and I'm out.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's
Kinda
it.
like- and then you're
Always
like, oh,
happen.
you're about
and
to
that
go
shit,
down.
movies, real life shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's exactly what happens. So I just stopped and, started to move on it. But at that time, I knew my ultimate goal, even then, once I knew I didn't want to be a chef anymore, which was early 2001, I knew I wanted to produce film and TV in the comedy genre. I just knew I wanted to work in comedy.
Yeah.
That's all I knew. And so I stopped selling drugs, and then it was like I need to get a job. And I was looking around, and then I asked one of the bartenders at Red Rock. I was like, "Can you show me how to bartend?" Because like being out in the streets and like working or, you know, meeting and dealing with a lot of people and seeing what they did and see what they did is like, all right, I need to make money. I need to make a good amount of money, but I also need my free time to explore these things that I want to do. And so I was like, oh, I need to bartend because I didn't want to be a server. They make shitty money. They got to tip everybody out. Bartenders made the best money. You know what I mean? That was it. So I was like, can you show me how to bartend so I can like lie on a resume and get a job as a bartender?
Oh, right.
And he's like, yeah, come on in. So I'm back there bartending with them one night at Red Rock. This is my boy at Red Rock, where I was known as the local drug dealer. But we were all friends. Everybody, like Red Rock and Mirabelle's are 2 restaurants on Sunset that I started working as a chef at Mirabelle's when I first moved out here. But Red Rock and Mirabelle's, and Red Rock was right next to it. All those people that worked there when I started there, I'm all still friends with.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty tight. But anyway, so he showed me how to bartend, and the manager there, who I didn't think liked me at the time, but whatever, he was like, Zay's going away, who was a bar back. This guy Zay, he's like, Zay's going away for a couple of weeks. Do you want a bar back? You can work here if you want. And I was like, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? So that's when I started at Red Rock. I started bar backing, and then 2 weeks into bartending, I was moving a keg, and it slipped off another keg and damn near took my fingertip off.
Oh my God.
That one right there.
Ow.
Yeah.
Did they sew it back on?
Yeah. As best as they could.
Wow.
So I couldn't work at the bar. Wasn't selling drugs, didn't have money to go out.
Yeah.
So I had read in a book that if you ever want to do something in comedy, you need to write out a 5-minute routine. You should perform it so you understand comedic timing, joke structure, blah, blah, blah. So I would do that. This was like November 2010. So I was during the day, I'd look for a job. I'd call around, look for jobs that I could do with my hand all fucked up. And then at night, I'd work in that book. Or I'd work on writing jokes. Yeah. You know? And then... Did
you like watch clips and shit like that? Did you like...
Well, I always watch stand-up. I watched Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean? Like, I still know Eddie Murphy's whole album, the one with him with the road. I still know every word of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved comedy. I always watched it, always studied it. Sitcoms, variety show, everything. Stand up, I loved it. I just loved comedy, the way it made people feel, laugh, and sometimes you think, and you know what I mean? It was just awesome, that feeling.
Yeah.
So November 30th, 2010, I went to bed. I was like, tomorrow I'm going to get up, I'm going to find an open mic, and I'm going to do comedy. So the next day, December 1st, 2010, I did my first set at, what was that place on Vine? It's like a coffee shop.
Oh,
Bliss? No.
Yeah.
Was it Bliss?
Was it Bliss?
Bliss, Santa Monica and Vine, like right in between.
Santa Monica and Vine.
There was a nail place next door?
So you went from dealing drugs to doing open mics, which is basically like dealing drugs to... I need to do a lot of drugs. I need to do a lot of drugs because you're doing open mics, which can be painful. Right. But were you excited to do like your first open mic, or were you just like?
I think I was super nervous more than anything. And I know that now because when I actually got up,
you pooped your pants.
Yeah, I just wet myself. Got huge laughs.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, I got something.
SHP. I'm the SHP.
Because it was 5 minutes, and I was like, I kind of sped through my material, and Dan the Man. Do you guys remember Dan the Man?
Dan Morales. I love that dude.
Oh, Dan
One
Morales.
night we were wearing the same jacket, and we looked with the same height, we had the same haircut, and everybody lost their shit because we were just both sitting there like moving the same weirdness. Dan Morales. Good dude.
Yeah. Good dude. But he was running the light.
Yeah.
Or the mic. I think it was his mic. And he flashed me that I had 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And I just started talking like I think I had just went to jail for something, and I tried to work some stuff out about that. But I didn't get many laughs at all. I think there was a lady sitting in the front seat who like showed up at all the mics. She was like, she wasn't boom shakalaka, but she was like a boom shakalaka, just, you know, always there at mics, you know. And she may have chuckled a couple of times. But I remember getting off the stage, and the feeling I felt was like euphoric. Like I had never felt anything like that before. I was like, oh my God, this is dope. And then from then on, it was like on. And like every day I could get a mic. And then I think like a month later, I did at the Haha, I did one of those bringer show contests. And it was like a packed house. And I was like, you know, because now I'm searching for mics, and I went up there, and they're like, oh, you should sign up for this thing in a month to see where your skills are at or something. I was like, yeah. I was like, all right, I could do that. So I did it, you know, practiced. I had this 5 minutes, just like practiced the shit out of it. But I did the show. It was a packed house. I had 3 people there, but I came in second place.
Fuck yeah. That's not
that's
that's
cool.
not easy to do, because somebody else probably brought 40 people.
Yeah. So, you know, if everybody wrote their name's friend's name first, they wrote my name second for sure.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know what I mean? So then I was like, oh, I can do this. And so, but then, you know, then it was really, really on, you know, and met Sandro, met you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just Mike.
All just doing open mics and just hanging out and getting to know each other. And then, you know,
You guys stayed
drugs.
mostly on this side of the hill for your mics, though, and then
we were like in the Hollywood area. If you're not familiar with Hollywood, California, it's a place in the U.S. that's in the state of California. That and then the Haha Comedy Club, which is an accounting firm that we all started doing comedy at in the valley in North Hollywood. But we stayed on this side of the hill.
But it was like a big deal when you guys would like come over. I'd be like, oh my God, those guys are over here. Because I hosted the Friday mic for like 3.5 years.
At the Ha.
Later at the Haha. And then later I was booking the contest. And yeah, I'd have to call people. I would pretend to be somebody else and be like, I think I would be like, yeah, I really liked your set.
You're telling
so bad.
You're like, this is Phil. I booked the Haha, like something like that, because it was text messages too.
Yeah, I would always say like a man's name, but you know, I really only did it to people who I thought might have a shot, or like, you know, because I couldn't stand the thought of like inviting someone to do this contest and just sucking.
Yeah.
So I would try to like at least make it like, you know, so that they were kind of good. But I did that for a long time, and you know.
Yeah,
and those were actually kind of fun, because then I would get to get up every time.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point. Like, especially when you're first starting out, comedy is just finding a groove where you can get up. I mean, when I started, I immediately started the mic at Red Rock.
Yeah.
Once I started working there, and I saw they weren't using the open room on Mondays, I was like, oh, I could do a mic here.
It was like a thing, because at one point you could go like, you know,
this whole
Sunset Grill, the Comedy Store. Yeah. Then you could go to
Marty's?
Red Rock, the Rainbow
Room,
just down the Sunset Strip. This whole area, you could, Marty's. You could go. I mean, you could get 6 spots on a Monday, and then you'd end the night at Red Rock or go to the Rainbow Room.
Oh, yeah, most Mondays you end at the store. I mean,
at the store. You go back to the store.
Right, because it's potluck.
You would do your last spot and then go up to the store, wherever your last spot was.
Yeah.
But our mic ran from like 6 to midnight.
Yep.
So I still have the notebooks of like 60 comics coming through.
People would come in, sign up, and then leave, and then come back.
That's
and
how we had to do it back then, though.
Yeah.
So
now, well, back then we had to do it that way. Now everybody in comedy has been given a radio mic transmitter. So you just go, So sign me up, and just go back.
Yeah.
It's a marvel. Could you imagine how annoying that would be? A bunch of comics like, hey, I'm gonna do fart jokes. Can you send me? Like, what a waste of bandwidth. Just a waste of antennae.
All right, I feel like as much as I would love to sit and talk about this, we're 54 minutes in. I want to talk a little bit about melasma. I know, so exciting.
No, well, you got the sex part we did earlier.
Yeah, we did drugs.
We did drugs part.
We talked about the drug.
Where was this? Oh, because there was me doing exercises.
We saw Nikki's butt. Nikki's butthole, yeah. And then and then so that part's done, and now we're back on the skincare.
Now we're back to skincare.
Sex and doing drugs depending on if both are good or both are bad, can affect your skincare.
That's
can affect
very
your
true.
skin.
Yeah.
So a bad sex can make you make your skin smell weird, and it can make your skin all pruny and stuff. So
You might be doing it wrong.
probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having sex with prunes. So, but at least I'm regularly. I'm going to the bathroom
Yeah,
regularly.
you're having sex regularly.
Yeah, I'm having sex regularly. Yeah,
You're taking
yeah.
a shit while you're fucking.
Number two sex. Yeah.
Do you
Okay,
guys know what melasma is?
I don't. It sounds like my friend Melvin and asthma.
Yeah, I have a feeling it was going to go
Yeah,
there.
because I don't know. But what is it?
It's so melasma. There's hyperpigmentation, and Mark, I think there's one that has like the difference between the two. If you were able to see it, but it comes from.
If you're not watching the podcast, our guest is dying.
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
No, it happens. I mean, I've been smoking weed, like
That's
I
the
said,
one.
since God
Since
knows
you got
when.
here, yeah. Oh,
And I still cough
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
all the time.
Gotta
Well, it's
do it.
actually you get higher that way anyway.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Anyway, so there's hyperpigmentation,
Mhm.
and that's like spotting, like pigmentation on your skin, like melanin comes to the surface. So
Mhm.
hyperpigmentation is more of a focused area on your face where it's like you have an age spot. Melasma, a lot of times pregnant women get it. It's called pregnancy mask. It can happen from your liver not being super clear. The sun can just bring it out. It's hereditary. There's vitamin D deficiency, but you tend to get it when you're older, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white, but it will affect your
That was my question.
Yeah.
Does it affect black people?
it absolutely
more,
does affect
or-
black people. Yeah. I don't know if it
I've
more.
always thought in terms of skincare, I've always thought that my melanin took care of me.
Right. Well, it does, but at the same time, it takes you longer to get vitamin D than it does me.
Mhm.
I had no idea. You were telling me about that too,
Mhm.
because you're like, you're not in the sun very much,
Mm-mm.
so you get burned. So
I'm
you
burned
get,
in 20 minutes.
and that's like you're basically like you're getting your vitamin D already. But somebody that is more used to being in the sun or darker pigmentation
skin, yeah.
would require more time for it to penetrate.
Mhm.
So okay, interesting.
Yep. But but you do have melanin in your skin, so there are things that can, it will still,
I did have a dry spot, like one here
Yeah.
for like a long time, and I don't know where it came from or what it was, but it was like a dry spot right here.
it's probably eczema.
Might have been a little eczema, but that's when I started using baby oil
Ah.
all the time. I would get out
Oh,
the bath
yeah.
and I would use baby oil on my skin. I
Mhm.
just thought it was like super dry because
Yeah.
maybe I wasn't taking care of it as I should. And then I remember I was living with Sandro and Robbie and Gruber, and we
Mhm.
shared the bathroom.
Yeah.
And they would get mad at me because, like, when I would take a shower, like obviously all the baby oil would
Like,
come
what's
off.
he doing in there?
And it's all
Yeah.
in the tub, and like
Oh my
the
God.
tub's a little slippery than it should
Yeah.
be.
But it's hilarious because I remember and also since there's oil there, no matter what, because we're walking barefoot on the floor, so then like whatever's on our feet is getting stuck to the bottom. So the
Oh my
bottom,
God.
the bathtub on the bottom is all like black because like our feet marks are like all like like the
And no
dirt
one's
and
cleaning
stuff.
the toilet. I mean,
No one's cleaning
the
it.
bathroom, yeah.
But I started also, I'm like, man, this is fucking. So then I started to moisturize after shower,
Oh
and I
my
had no
God.
idea because I was always like fatter. So I was always like, I don't want to moisturize because I'm just get sweaty. What's the point of that?
Yeah, you think you're blocking
Yeah.
your pores or whatever.
Yeah, I think I'm
like-
blocking my pores. I'm like, oh, I can't do that. I'm already sweating from the forehead. Like that was like my go-to sweat place was like a fat
Still
forehead
is.
sweat. It is still my go-to sweat place.
Yeah.
That's where I like to really sweat from. And then I started doing it. Then I just allowed myself to cool off afterwards. And I was like, oh, this is actually really nice. Like I see why Stretch is doing this.
Oh, so we taught you something.
Yeah, he taught me something, and I was like, you know what? Let the bathtub be dirty. I don't care. Actually, I never cared about it. It was always funny to be. Robbie was just always like, "Yeah, we probably gotta talk about the bathtub." He would say something like, but he would say it like like while he was chewing gum. We probably gotta talk about the bathtub.
Oh man!
Oh,
So-
But I
God.
stopped using baby oil. And,
Yeah?
and the dry spot never came back.
Oh, okay.
I do moisturize my skin.
Yeah.
I use like a cocoa butter.
I was going to
lotion.
say, I have a big bag of cocoa butter that I took to the desert with us because we were there.
Oh yeah.
And when I'm there and we've been like building stuff outside, I have to like put sunblock on every couple hours. I've got a hat, I've got sun protective clothing, I've got a scarf like around my face. And then, wait, what did you just say?
I use cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter. Yeah. So I bring it because your skin dries out within seconds. So the
Yeah.
minute any of the things that are on your face, or if you don't have anything on your skin, your skin just dries. So I wait till my skin is a little bit wet and then just cocoa butter it or shea butter it. Do you always want to lock the moisture in?
Right.
Don't put it on before the shower because then you're just going to repel the water.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Who would put on lotion and then hop in the shower?
Yeah. Well, yeah, good point.
I just like to watch it bead.
I like to put on lotion, take a shower, then put on lotion again.
Yeah.
I like to
lotion sandwich.
reapply.
Yeah.
It's called a triple lock. Locks in the moisture.
You want to talk?
All right, let me talk more about it really fast.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
so hyperpigmentation. Let's see. It comes as a broad patches, more or less. And maybe will you turn it for me? What's that?
You're not saying I have this.
No, not at all. Not at
We've
all.
diagnosed your pictures before,
Yeah.
inviting you up.
Okay, so to prevent, so self-care against melasma is obviously to protect your skin from the sun every day. Along with protecting your skin from the sun, you need to stay at, I mean, you're not going in tanning beds or sun lamps. Who the fuck uses a sun lamp anymore? That's from the 60s or the 50s, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I like to stand in front of a sunflower and let it do its thing.
I like to stand in front of my sons. So.
Yeah, there you go.
I got 3 of them. Pretty bright kids.
You got to protect yourself though when you do that, though.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
You wear sunglasses.
See,
Sunglasses. My son gave these. My son gave these to me. These are my sunglasses.
I love that. So I'm looking at this thing that I screenshotted on like how to do the self-care. The next one says choose gentle fragrance-free skincare products. And then the fourth one is cover it up with makeup.
What is that? Oh my, yeah, this is nice.
I mean, I guess you could do that.
Yeah. For the melasma.
For the melasma, yeah.
Cover up the melasma.
Yeah, just
makeup.
cover the shit up. Yeah. So what else do I got going on over there, Mr. Mark?
But if you cover it up, does it like?
You're not healing it though.
No, hell no, you're not healing it. No. You know, when you, a way that you could heal it. Okay, here's the thing with melasma and hyperpigmentation is that it comes from the liver. That's why they call it liver spots, right? So no matter what you do on the surface.
Why didn't you just say liver? So I know liver spots.
Well, yeah, but
look
people
at this.
don't want to call on the, yeah.
This spot has my liver.
Yeah. Well, because your liver produces acids, and as you get older, your liver starts being a little bit, more taxed, and so those acids come to your skin, and the places. This is I did my addition to this, but when the sun hits an area for a long period of time, or you're going to get some skin damage, and then the acid's coming up, and then it's activating the melanin, and then you're getting. So that's why it's called liver spots. So no matter what you put, whether it's hydroquinone or any of the lightening products that are out there, and there's so many of them, no matter what you do, it will take you 3, 4, 5 weeks to even see a result if you're trying to get rid of it. But the minute you go back out in the sun, it's back. And you can do it. You can even get it back just from being warm. I've outside and then had my face get darker just from being too fucking hot outside. So it will activate it. The heat activates it. And then
are you saying I should never go to the beach?
No, you should always go to the beach. Your skin looks really good, by the way.
Thank you. Cocoa butter.
Cocoa butter, yeah.
Are you a hat at the beach guy or just sunglasses?
You have to wear a hat at
out.
the beach, no?
Huh?
I'm all out.
You don't.
I used to be. Now, I used to just be able to go and not trip about it.
Yeah.
But now, the past couple of times I have been at the beach or I've been out in the sun for a while time, I've gotten sunburn on the top of my head.
Yeah, right. Because it's not used to
It's such an uncomfortable thing, but you don't realize it at the time.
What, sunburn on your head?
Yeah, just being like that, well, especially on your head, because you probably get used to it.
Yeah,
and then you're like, oh shit, I just went inside and I'm dying.
And then you touch it, you're like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah,
oh my God.
Yeah. So, no, I've definitely damaged head skin.
Yeah, well, you can't tell because there's no telltale
Cocoa
damage
butter.
on there. Yeah, cocoa butter. It probably does have
CB.
enough antioxidants in it. Maybe something to sort of grab the free radicals before it attacks your whatever. Who knows? But also,
I thought you did.
I do know. But I actually got bored with what I was saying.
But we were smoking Big L.
Yeah, we were smoking Big L.
Really,
Yeah. So the other things that cause it can be B12 deficiency, iron deficiency, anemia, which is iron deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So basically just poor health can add to it. But pregnancy mask, I feel so bad. Did Sam get like that? She's a genetically a kind of a freak with
I
the
think
hair,
so.
and she doesn't look like she's ever had a child in her life. And
Yeah.
she's
I mean, she
beautiful.
looks good. She pushed out 3 babies.
You,
Uh,
oh my god,
yeah.
She
a lot
looks
of women
fantastic.
don't recover from that.
no,
And she looks amazing.
no, she does. She looks amazing.
But yeah, no, she never got nothing. No. She just at our third baby, she had a slip and fall, and then we had a preemie, but that was about it.
I didn't realize that those two things were they connected.
They were very much connected.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she had a slip and fall. Well, there I'll put the story short, but she had a slip and fall. She wound up tearing her placenta, so they had to take the baby out. So our
How
baby was
premature?
27 weeks
Jesus, that's
in the NICU
yeah.
for 77 days.
like 6 months, right?
Yeah.
No, 6 months
No,
premature.
Yeah,
27 weeks.
27 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, so he was
40
only
is the
cooking for
40.
3 months.
Yeah, 40 is he was 2.5, 2 point something, 2.5
Pounds?
pounds when
Yeah.
he was born. His whole hand fit
Little
around
dude.
this.
Whoa.
Whole hand.
Stretch is pointing to the tip of his finger.
They can't. Oh, that's right. We have
That's
listeners.
okay, I'm just-
not
If
Gives
you're not
me something
familiar
to
with
do.
fingers, the tip is usually the tip at the front. What's the tip? We were talking about
thank
tips
God
earlier.
it's my finger, right? What else could he be putting up?
Yeah, and if you have 3 fingers, it's just a tri-tip. So
And why would you? How do you know that? If it was something else, why would
Yeah.
you know that?
Yeah. Why would you know that?
That's
but yeah,
crazy.
so but yeah, that was the only other anything else. Beautiful pregnancies.
She's the best.
I
Man.
have
Sam's the
cast of
best.
her 2 pregnancy bellies, or still. I don't know if we still have them, but I had for a long time. Cast of her belly,
Yeah.
and then we didn't get to do Roz because he was premature.
You should have done a cast of the
Should do a cast of him.
Use of him.
Leave him
yeah.
in there for a minute.
of
You
the
don't wanna
incubator.
behave?
Yeah. Was he in an incubator for like a really long time?
77 days in the
Yeah.
NICU, open heart surgery, 3rd week of
oh,
life.
wow.
Had to go in and
Man.
he had a PDA, which is a valve, the valve that when you're in utero, when you're inside your mother and you're breathing, your oxygen comes from blood from your mom. So that there's a valve that allows that to go to the lungs while you're in utero. When you're born, naturally, or most times when you come out, that automatically closes, and his wouldn't close.
Oh wow.
So they had to put a clip on it, a metal clip. So you'll have that.
That's terrifying. Going through that as a father.
Oh yeah, it was the some of the scariest shit ever.
Yeah.
I remember going to the hospital. Sam was in there. I see the doctor on the elevator. He was like, they're taking the baby out today. I was like, whoa.
What?
I just started crying, and I had to get myself together before I go in and saw my wife. But yeah,
It all worked out. He's adorable.
he's all worked out. He's good. I mean, he's causing a ruckus in school, but
Yeah?
oh yeah, he is just like he's tearing it up right now. But he's getting used to being in, because he was in preschool last year and he's in kindergarten this year. So I think he's just getting used to, he's getting older. He's 5 now, but he's really like, he's born in February. He's supposed to be born in June.
Oh, that's right.
So
So with the horoscope, like, where do you even?
he's a Pisces.
He was born in like a February situation.
Yeah, he's a
It also,
Pisces.
I mean, it's a
I'm an
heartwarming
Aquarius.
story, but it also looks like your hand is on fire. It's really funny how it looks like it's just smoke coming from. It's like, oh, Stretch's hand's on fire.
Oh God, thank you so much for being you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
I'm just a Pisces.
you're not a
I'm
Pisces.
I know,
though.
I'm a Sagittarius.
Sagittarius.
Yeah, I believe
are
in that
you?
stuff.
Aquarius.
Ah.
Our birthdays are in the same month, but he's at the end.
Oh
on-
right,
on
yeah.
February
Aquarius is very
10th.
close. By the way, your birthday is our kissiversary.
Yeah.
That's just so weird to say that, but
It's the first time I kissed her while I was on cocaine.
Can
that's
I tell-
right.
can I-
That's right.
Can
He
I
was.
can I tell you guys a
Lim-
story I've never told you guys? I've never told anyone this.
Oh well, God,
It-
yes, please.
It might be somewhat embarrassing. I don't know.
For whom?
But you two.
Oh shit.
Oh, for us.
Uh oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Never told you guys this.
Okay.
So I knew you were messing around like way before anybody else was.
Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you how. was leaving the Comedy Store.
I know what you're going to say already. Go ahead. Go ahead. Keep going.
Leaving the Comedy Store one night, way back in the day when it all went down or it was going down. And I'm walking, and that parking lot.
Yep.
That parking lot where everybody would park at.
Yeah,
I think I was parked in the...
It's a pay parking lot there.
The pay parking lot. Yeah, I was parked in like the loading zone or something. So I'm walking, and I see your car, and I see you in it, and then I see you hop out of it, and then you lift your dress and show
my butt. And I was like, stretches.
I know exactly what I was wearing too. I was wearing like a striped dress.
That was hilarious.
And I just kept walking. I was like, okay.
Did we like acknowledge that he saw? I feel like we did.
I think we knew, and then I was like, and you were
no,
like,
I think you guys didn't know I saw that, and maybe because I saw you guys before you saw me for sure.
Yeah.
And whether you knew I saw that or not, I maybe I did acknowledge.
I think we
you
assumed that you saw, like because we saw you afterwards. Yeah, we've had a few close calls.
Yeah, there's been also other times when like another time when like we've been in the car, just couldn't wait to get home. I don't know why, but whatever. But it was like, and then like another comic we know would walk by,
and
I just like look over, and then like they would just.
I'm sitting on his lap, facing in this way,
and they just pretend,
pretend
to like look forward.
Yeah,
and then I remember like a couple months after that, he was like, we're talking about something. He's like, oh no, Sandro dates. I saw him one time getting it on with a girl in a car, and I was like. oh yeah,
it's near the ice house.
yeah. But so nobody saw it. Nobody saw you.
I thought you guys never knew I saw that.
I had a feeling that
I remember that
because I
remember that night because I remember you doing that and I remember thinking, wait, Stretch. I'm like, there's no way to Stretch did, and you were like, oh, and then I'm like, no, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It was just such a funny
We never spoke of it ever again.
No, I never spoke of it. I was like,
high school days are fun.
I know. Oh my God. I remember that so vividly.
Yeah, I remember that. What the real tragedy was the pay for that parking lot. Was unbelievable. That was an awful parking lot. They would just shut down at 2:30 and lock your car inside because they were dicks. Yeah, because you can't park there.
Oh, I would always be gone before 2:30.
No, I know. Yeah. Well, yeah, I came and went whenever. What? I was very busy.
Are you talking about me?
Well, no, I'm just joking. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. No, I made a joke about the cum part. Yeah.
I can't listen right now.
And there's a sex part of the show. We did a lot of good stuff today.
We came back around.
We did.
Yeah.
We came all the way back around.
And you're Nikki Davis Jr.
I'm Nikki Davis Jr. Well, thank you so much for coming
Davis
today.
Jr.,
Yeah,
huh?
that's because I used to be Nikki Davis Miller.
Yeah.
And you used to call me NDMA.
I still do.
Yeah, you can, and you're welcome to. But Miller was my married name back in the day. And that when I first started doing comedy, I didn't take it off. So I was just like, I wanted to just be Nikki Davis Miller. And then now I'm just like, I'm not that person. So then I started going Nikki Davis. But then Tammy Jo Deeren was not happy with she had to put the junior on the end because it sounded like Sammy Davis Jr. So.
Copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's confusing but familiar. You're like, wait.
Well, you get the 3 words.
You get 3, and
boom,
it's like
boom,
Nikki
boom.
Davis Jr. Yeah. It sounds so stupid, Junior.
NDJ.
NDJ. It doesn't have the same ring as
NDMA, everybody.
Yeah. I know.
North Dakota Indigestion. NDMA.
Oh, no, but I
Pure.
have to, I guess if you're taking it off, I got to change it. Because, right, it was NDM.
You can keep it. You'll be the one person I allow.
NDJR.
I want you to call me that from now on, Stretch. ND and J. I don't even know what you said.
I don't know. I think it sounds like a currency.
You have SHP, by the way, which is
super hilarious person, super hilarious productions, super hilarious people, super hilarious everything. Sincere, honest person. Means a lot of things.
Now it looks like the microphone's on fire.
But it's basically what my clique was called back home. And it originated as the Super Ho Posse.
Okay.
Yep.
So when I moved out here, obviously, when I started selling drugs, I didn't want anybody to call me by my real name. So Stretch, and that was my name coming out here. It was a nickname. A lot of people knew me by my other name. When I got a job, I used my real name. But once I started going the other route, Stretch was it. And then when I started doing comedy, I added the SHP just to, always have my boys with me. Always represent.
I thought it was like Louis C.K. Stress SHP.
No. It was Stretch.
No.
Super hilarious person.
Yeah.
I love that. That's perfect. And I love that we got the origin story of that because I don't think I've ever heard you tell that whole story and all of the different what are those called? Anagrams? What is it?
Acronyms.
Acronyms? Okay,
Yeah.
one of the A's, yeah.
Yeah, analgrams are what proctologists give babies. It's like a little, it's like a little. Here you go, here's an anagram.
Yeah.
You know, delicious.
That's what Stretch
Yeah.
would sell, the analgrams. Okay.
Yeah, he'd
Absolutely.
be anal about his grams.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, 120. All right, so thank you so much for coming.
Oh yeah,
We're
thank you
wrapping
for
it
having
up.
me.
Please, we're gonna have you back for sure.
Oh yeah, I'd love to come back.
This was really fun.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
All right, well,
Dope.
please, yeah, we'll see you next week.
Wait,
Subscribe,
can I
like-
say this
oh,
right
yeah.
quick?
Yeah.
This probably won't be out, but Cityscape, a comedy show.
Yes. Yeah. Plug the show.
You can follow us on Instagram at Cityscape, a comedy show. We do it the third Friday of every month in Silver Lake, Los Angeles. Not every month because we shut down during the winter months. It is
Yeah.
an outside show. So I think our last one is October 20th this year.
Okay.
We may do one in November, but I think I'll be working pretty hard at that point. So then we'll be back next year, season 9.
Wow.
It's been 9 years of doing that show.
9 years.
It's such a fun show outside. You
Oh
get
my
to
God.
such a beautiful view of the city
Yeah.
at night.
There's
and-
barbecue
Are you
sometimes?
guys
Barbecue.
busy on the 20th? You guys want to
Probably not.
We'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll
we'll
be there for sure.
For sure, yeah.
come on out? I'd love
Yeah,
to
because
have you.
I've been going out of town later in the week as well. So
Oh yeah, what date is that for? We'll figure
It's
this
on a
out.
Friday.
All right. Oh,
Fr-
okay.
Friday
All right.
shows, yeah.
All right, cool. All right. Well, thank you so much, and we will see you soon. And don't forget to check into Cityscape. It's such a great show, and you guys have a great week.
don't forget to
Bye.
prescribe.
Bye.
Don't forget to
Prescribe.
perspire.
And do that too.